live, so let us see who is with us today. I can see Prince. Prince, how are you doing, my brother? Um, yeah. How are you doing, bro? Awesome. Right, so welcome everybody to our late night chats.
Welcome everybody.
We're talking life, we're talking success, we're talking money, we're talking business. Bottom line, we're talking life, right? So thank you very much for joining us. And if you wanna invite your friends, family members, business partners, you're welcome to do so. We really appreciate it. Today we're just talking about a lot of stuff, right? But let's start here. So before we start here, let me introduce you to the to my good business partners, friends, binge. Yebona yonke la wena.
Comrade.
Ma comrade.
Okay.
Yeah, but yebona kama comrade akulingana. Uko the bigger comrade, the exile.
So get exile.
Comrades are the same, but they're not created equal. You get those local ones, and you get those who come from exile. So, to my immediate left, I've got none other than.
Okay, good evening, Bahlani. I hope you're well. We are absolutely excited, as you can see. Next to me, I've got.
It's your boy.
I've got
Boof.
no Chiefka.
Now Chief Chica. Nice one.
Chief.
Hey, what's up, guys? So glad to be here. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Stay tuned. Bring in your friends, your family. Daily chums out. Go to Fox Nation or TV. Or next up we have Mr. Beady. Mr. Two Things. I was going to play that if I pull me.
I'll tell you a story about Uflater, but
Come dead.
this is Mr. Two Teams Zianda BD. We're here and let's interact.
There we go.
Awesome. Right. So now, before we get to what we're going to talk about today, I want to give a shout out to a few people joining us. Luzuko, welcome. Lindeka, welcome. I see Mr. J. Mutale, welcome, sir. And yeah, so I put a post on Facebook today, and so I put a post on Facebook today, and I wanted to talk about this, amongst other things. And I said, network marketing can, if you want to be a full-time parent without having to worry about money, try network marketing, right? So I find this, quite fascinating, because if you really think about it, right, we all grew up with, our parents, we were sent to school, but if you really think about it, how much time did you really spend with your kids? With your parents. How much time did you really spend with your parents? How much do you really know about your parents? Their hopes, their ambitions, their fears, and stuff like that, right? But I think now we're getting into an era where that has to change, right? Where our kids get to know us, they get to know what drives us, they get to know what our ambitions are, and so forth. And that can only happen, if we are able to, to be there, right?
So think of it. Oh, ad break. What's up? Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, man. There you go.
Okay. Yabona?
No. You were supposed to go down, and you decided that you go to where now you are where? Okay, let me not get there.
Not acceptable!
What's
Okay.
happening?
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, think of where we come from, like a kasi, this is like twofold, right? One, our parents could not be able to do that because they had to go and get a job, right? And some of us, there was an era in my life where my mom was actually working, sleep in, you understand? So she'll be away, right? And I was the oldest, so I would have to do everything that she used to do. You understand? I would have to wash my brother's school uniform. I would have to cook. I would have to clean. I would have to do all those things, right? So now, so now, that was the way we actually grew up, right? So, but now, in this day and era where we can choose, right? Because sometimes we think that we don't have a choice, right? We can choose that. You know what? I'm gonna make so much money so that I can be able to be there, present as a parent, right? I'm gonna take my kids to school. They're not gonna take a bus. Taking them to school, and then number two, I'm gonna fetch them from school, and then number three, whenever there's sporting events or any other event, from the school that requires you to be there, I'm gonna be there as a parent. I remember when I was when we were in PE, and my kids, they were in prep school, pre-primary school, right? And every time there's an event like during the week, right? If you look at, okay, let's take it there, right? Black versus white in terms of the demographics. You'll find that in that school, I can safely say that there were probably, let's say, 60 white and 40% black, right? But when it comes to these events like that are during the week, kids are performing ballet, others are playing rugby, they're having sport day, whatever. You'll find that there'll probably be 3 or 4 black parents as opposed to the rest of the white parents being there. I'm not even gonna get into why that happened or or the historical Ndontoni as far as that's concerned. But what I'm trying to get to is that, I saw what that meant to my kids when they thought I'm actually not going to be there, and then I show up, right? You can see the confidence, you can see them beaming, and I started being excited that yeah, my dad is here, So and that's what actually led us to deciding that my wife actually resigned from work and we both be there. You understand? Because she was missing out on those moments and so forth. And it's one of those things that you can't bring back, right? So now we're talking about this as, a lot of people sometimes in network marketing, right? They lose out on the why maybe is not big enough. You understand?
Sure.
So can you imagine if this is your why? This is part of your why.
Yeah.
That I actually want to be there, right? I don't want to be a parent on remote control, but I want to be there. I want to be present, right? I want to be there and make sure, and interact. The funny thing was that you would have mothers, white mothers, volunteering.
It's cool.
Yeah, that okay, there's gonna be this event and that event, and then they'll say, "How come? How can I help?" And guess what? They will come with SUVs, Range Rovers
To help.
to come and help. Housewives, like Range Rovers. So what I'm saying is that, so this could be a big why, for someone. That network marketing can actually give. Because even if a person is having their own traditional business, right? You'll find that they might not even have the time to do that. Because traditional business is traditional business, right? It's work, right? Not that network marketing is not work, but at least you've got far greater control of your time in network marketing.
One of the reasons why it becomes traditional business becomes a lot of work is that the amount of resources affects their productivity. So if you have invested a lot of money in this business, it normally requires you to be there.
Yeah.
And if you have not invested a lot of money, like traditional business where you just trying to scrape through to actually get recognition, you'll normally find that you don't have enough time. So it's either the fact that you don't have resources that really takes your time, and the fact also that you have too much resources that you need to constantly look over. That really takes your time. So you're quite right. But do you think that the biggest problem maybe is it maybe that people don't see network marketing or the fact that the people in the industry are not communicating the benefits of network marketing. You know?
Yeah.
So, because I'm thinking about this now, you know, from, as you're mentioning right now, if you just think about it, that there are 24 hours in a day, all of us talk about 24 hours in a day. Technically, people sleep for 8 hours. You go to work for 8 hours, but you probably wake up 2 hours earlier to prepare for work. Probably spend another 2 hours going to work, coming from an end. So let's say you spending about 10 hours, right? 10 hours to and from work. You're probably gonna recover, and already more than a half of your day is gone. Not even. You're probably gonna have 4 hours, 4 to 5. You have to cook if you're a mom. You know, you have to look after sort of the chores. So you have no time to spend with your kids. Literally, you're probably spending 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours of your kids. Now, if your child is 4 to 5 years old, you don't have 4 to 5 years of experience with your child. You have 2 hours per day over 5 years.
Wow.
Right? So you've missed out on a whole, you know, and that is why a lot of our parents at the later stage, they don't understand, where do you get this, where do you do this? You're not here, right?
Yeah.
And because they have to be active. Right? So I think one of the benefits that we really need to, I think we need to communicate the benefits as an industry. That when you come here, this is what it can happen for you. I remember when my dad, for the first time when you go watch me play football, I played well that day. You know, I played super well. You know, and it was the first time, and I was already old, I was 18. First time seeing me kick a ball. My mother never watched me play soccer. Never. She just heard about people in this guy. Never. Not because maybe she didn't want to. She didn't have the time. You know, so I just,
Yeah, this reminds me of my story as well. Because I have learned to be independent for the age of 5 years. Because I have to...
Okay.
serious.
This guy didn't have child.
Independent in a / street kid, yeah. When they're independent, you must spend time with you. You're always out there.
No, you're self-raising. Sure.
So what used to happen was my mother would go to work every day at 6 a.m. in the morning, right? And I'm 5. I have to walk myself to school. You know, I have to find a group of people that are going to school, and then I have to walk with those people. You know, I did that up until high school. You know, so it goes back to this thing. I think if probably at that time my mother had known about network, I think she would have tried, because the job that she had, it was not.
And do you think that it would have affected your relation with your mother at a later stage if you guys spend a lot of time together?
Yeah, because even right now we don't spend much time together. I don't share a lot with my mother. We just communicate whenever there's something that needs to be communicated. There's not that kind of a relationship, because you know it started like that. You know, it started like that. You know, I used to wake up, my mother is gone. You know, when I come back late, you know, she's there. You know, I just eat, I go to sleep. You know, for how many years? I don't know. Up until after high school. Even after high school, I had to go and look for a job. So I was waking up, you know, the same time when she's waking up, and then we come back late together, and I have my own room. So it has been like that. So I think we as network marketing professionals, we need to deliver the message just slightly different than just being commission based on ringing up and all those things, the benefits that comes with it. You know, because so many people are not involved in Mining City because of the way we communicate the message, and they're missing out on the benefit of network marketing. For instance, you know, like people my age right now, some of them are in tertiary, right? They're busy studying, you know, acquiring degrees and all those things. And some of them, you know, are newly employed. You know, some of them are looking for jobs, right? They don't know the benefits that I'm getting from being in network marketing. So if they had known, if that was communicated well, they could have been in the opportunity, they could have been benefiting from this. So yeah, I think we need to approach with a life type of a way of living, instead of just being commission based.
Yeah, and I think as well, to what Lonaba and Marcy has ever alluded on in terms of, if you don't know the history, you don't study the history, chances that the history might repeat itself. Growing up, Lonaba Mamakira in my kitchen, we used to call them a suburb, a kitchen. So, and go and stay in my kitchen, and your parent is parenting someone else's child, and you don't know your parents is this darling to someone else's child, and you are not getting those benefits. And no parent is supposed to be doing that.
Sure.
Therefore, if you know that we are facing challenges of poverty, of unemployment in South Africa, here is the solution. When it comes to network marketing doesn't cost that much. Because most of the people, when they think of network marketing, they think of, okay, it's about driving Range Rovers and that. But first and foremost, it's solving the problem, that the challenges that we're facing in South Africa. Because you don't have to submit a CV, you don't have to beg anyone in order for you to be part of network marketing. You just have to show up. And the next thing about the advantage of network marketing, now that you have been helped, that your next assignment is to help someone else to get out of the situation you were in. I would have said to people in network marketing, the only thing people that I'm looking for myself. I'm looking for the people that were in my position. When I started network marketing, I'm looking for those people.
Everyone.
I'm not looking for everyone. I'm looking for the people that had nothing. Because I'm looking for myself, because I know their situation, I've been there. As a result, some of the people, they disqualify themselves as I don't have. It's not about whether you have or not. It's a matter of, do you hate your situation? Now that you know that you hate your situation and you don't want the history to repeat on yourself, whereby that you will have kids like Abomasi, yourself raising kids. You want to be the father of your kids. You want to be the mother of your kids.
Sure.
Therefore, you need to do something. Network marketing is the way to go.
And Malcolm X had a statement that says, whatever you don't hate, you'll eventually tolerate. And I think a lot of us as network marketers, we do not communicate what people hate. And it's so funny, right? And it's, I don't know if this is just a human proclivity where we can all sit here and we can talk about a problem, but no one can relate that problem to themselves. I don't know, it's like going to a doctor without you actually acknowledging that you're sick. And a lot of people, a lot of people don't know that they have a problem. But they're suffering, but they don't know that they have a problem. I don't know, it's like they become comfortable in this uncomfortable place where they're like, no. So until you poke a hole and you say, hey man, that's not like, people like, hey,
No, why is that?
Why?
It's because we are outer driven people. We are not taught, or we do not know how to check what's inside you. Whatever that is happening in your life, it's always someone else's fault, not your fault.
Oh, and that is why even help.
Yeah.
Help is always going to come on.
Yeah, it's
help
always
is always going to come
external.
on the outside.
Yeah, it's always external. Yeah.
Because I always realize this on the Profox, and I'm sure you also noticed this, that when I was speaking to someone today, they tell me, look, Nell, I want your product, I don't want the opportunity. I said, okay, cool, it's fine. You don't have to. You can become the user of the product or service. And but I asked him, so tell me, but how much do you need a month? And they said, well, I need 15,000 bucks. I said, okay, cool. Well, my question is, do you have X amount that's going to give you 15, that could potentially give you 15,000 a month? And he said, no. I said, but man, but then how do you expect to get what you want without the money that you have? And you say you don't want the network marketing side. Because the network marketing side does not have a prerequisite as to how much you're putting in. It's all about your effort and hunger. Right? So it's like he knows his problem. He wants this amount of money. He just wants to plug and play.
Exactly.
But doesn't want to pay the price of to get what they really want. And so I think it's also probably a professional, you can allude to this, but I think it's people have gotten used to not getting or going for what they want. They go for what is available.
Yeah.
No, I think most of the people, majority of the people are the product of the condition. What do I mean about the product of the condition? Everything that you know, the person that you are not, it's not who you are. It's not inside out. It's an environment that have told you what to think, how to behave. Because we grew up in an environment whereby we have been told this is how to behave. No, this is that. They work on the behavior. They work on the personality. They don't work on the character. Our character never showed up. And now, because for more than 10 years or 16 years, your character has been suppressed and been suppressed. No, you can't. Who do you think you are? Words like that. As a result, we end up conforming to environment and work on the personality. The personality is what we see when we behave, and the behavior that we show is not us. It's things that we've got, it's conditions. As a result, because of the condition, you don't want to get out, because if you're going to think differently outside of your environment, who do you think you are? You think that you are better. As a result, we end up conforming to an environment and adopting that behavior.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is interesting because it has many facets, it has many reasons behind it. And one of them is that, this cliche that misery loves company, it's true, right? So what happens is that because I'm not the only one who takes a bus to work, there's thousands of us, therefore it must be normal. It must be fine. It must be okay. It's what we do. You understand? We take a bus to work, right? So you get that, right? It's environmental, right? It's environmental conditioning. The other facet to that, you'll find that you have your Western culture, you've got your African culture, right? Now, the African culture is based on community, on communal, you understand, behavior, communal norms, systems, and all of that.
And
right?
conforming to those.
And conforming to that,
Yes.
you understand. You can't ask questions, you understand. So you've got the African culture, all right, doing that. Now on top of that, we add another layer of religion, you understand. Whether it's Christianity, whether it's Islam, whether it's African, or whether it's whatever. And so we add another layer, and all of these things are saying to you that you are not an individual. You are a collective, you understand?
Lord.
And this is how a collective behaves. Sometimes they're not tacit, but they're implicit, you understand? You see this when you start behaving and doing things a little bit different. Now, people look at you funny. They might not even say anything, but they look at you funny. You understand? You can tell that you are being ostracized here. You understand? Not overtly. You understand? But you can tell that something is actually, you understand. So but then if you look at the Western culture, people are being taught that you are an individual. You understand? And right. So we were talking to my mentor this morning. And my wife mentioned something about, the school where the pre-primary where my kids were. The fact that the principal there used to say this, that kids must be taught to actually be given an opportunity for them to examine themselves and to correct themselves. You understand? Without being told, no, it's wrong, do it this way. This is the right way. This is the wrong way. Because that's the conditioning that then happens, you understand? And then later on in life, these people don't know how to think for themselves, you understand? They only do, things that they are that are acceptable, you understand? According to norms, you understand? It's like you almost need permission.
For anything.
For anything. You need permission to do different, to think different, to behave different.
It's your food. You come home from playing outside. It's your food. You're supposed to take your food. You can't just go in and take your food.
Yeah.
You need to ask. You need a permission for that.
Yeah.
Just imagine a kids that has been
look even like our school schooling system. Excuse me, miss. That's how we learn English.
Yes.
The first thing we learn in English is, excuse me, miss. May I go out?
To the toilet.
Yeah. You want to go to the loo? Excuse me, miss, may I go out? That's the innocent. Of course, it's kids, right? It has to be within means and whatever. But that conditioning, you understand, where there was a lot of emphasis, you understand, there was a lot of fear around that, you understand. That's what made that thing subconscious to be permanent. You understand? So as a result, people are not even aware that what we are talking about here, people are not even aware. They just see themselves acting that way, but they don't know where that comes from, because it comes from their subconscious. You understand? So it then shows up in actions and in behavior. You understand? Without them even being aware sometimes.
Eh, What's hurting me is that those people that were programming us, they were not doing that to harm us.
Exactly.
They thought that that was the right way of doing things. That's the most dangerous part
And,
about it.
and another thing is that people don't do what is right, they do what they know.
Yeah.
So a person does not do what they right. They can only do what they know, what they were taught.
Yeah, you judge and act according to your experiences.
Because I'm thinking of a story.
What they call frame of reference.
I'm thinking now of my story of always trying to break out of. In fact, there's nothing even to this day. I was sharing this with my father this weekend. I said there's nothing that breaks me when I feel structured pressure. Not like structured pressure, where I'm feeling pressure because I'm supposed to act like this. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because now you are this, now you must do. There's nothing in this world that frustrates me, because now it's as if why is there a system that, whether or not it worked for people before me, why is it now being placed upon me for me to execute?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of us, and this is what Earl Nightingale says. He says a lot of us confuse thinking for mental activity. That thinking is necessarily looking and deciding, is this the right thing to do? And if it's not, change the pattern. He goes on to say, if a lot of us said what we thought, we would be speechless, because we're not thinking. All we're doing is just acting out, as you're saying, a frame of reference. All you are doing is, constantly. And so, going back to our industry, network marketing, I'm reminded again this week. I was having a conversation with a group of ladies, and one of them were from the corporate environment. A couple of them were from the corporate environment, and I remember very clearly before the meeting we had a chat. Now the meeting's about to start. Automatically, this person turned corporate. Quickly, when the meeting was about to start, and she started asking questions as a corporate, doing this, and the person who had invited her on the call said, "Ish, we are corporate." I said, "No, we are not. You are not corporate. You are a human being. You've been socialized to be corporate." And one thing about corporate, and this is one thing I think, part of me really feel that corporate is one of the most evil things on this planet, simply because I've seen people masking. Like, this person is there. Like, this person will cry. Then when they have to talk to a client or there's no, like, automatically this person switches. Even on the phone, we could have a conversation. Yeah, Prof, and the next thing, hey, good day, gosh. You're like, come on, you can't do this for the rest of your life. Yeah. You can't be switching from being normal to being a machine. Walking, hi.
Yeah.
You can't.
Like, long term, what does that do?
What does it do to you internally? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like when you chat, like you.
The question is here's this thing of corporate.
Tamsi, before you go, I just want to drop a statement. Someone said, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. So basically, if a person is programmed to do that, they've never lived their life.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We are brought into this world to play on the field, cooperate, controlling everything, deciding, moving the economy this side and that side, deciding what must happen in South Africa, the government and so forth. And guess what? Majority of the people are sitting on the stand, clapping hands, being given orders, direction, you just adding numbers, clapping hands for those people. Human beings were not born to sit on the stand. The game is played on the field, but majority of the people are sitting on the stand, and they don't know that they're sitting on the stand, and they are accepted that of sitting on the stand, because when you enter the field, what do you see? You see people are sitting on the stand. What do? You join them, and you watch those that are playing, and you clap hands for them. That's corporate. Your child is raised in that environment of thinking that I can't be on the field. Who am I to be on the field? I must understand and clap hands for other people. That's why people are frustrated. Because it's not in the nature of human being to clap hands to sit on the stand.
Yeah. So we've got like 5 minutes to go, and I want us to wrap this up. You know, we in this direction. We spoke about the fact that you know, I want to give a shout out again to Onela, Lindega, Mr. Roger. Awesome. I want to give a shout out to Mandela Kedagi, Siam Khasi, and Solomon, who is watching us from Witbank, Mpumalanga. Right, so we spoke about the fact that as network marketers, you know, we really have a very powerful solution to the world, right? You know, and all of us here, we've got different experiences, you know, in terms of what's available out there in life, but we chose this direction. And when we look back, you know, we're proud of this direction that we've chosen, because it gave us life, not just money, but it gave us life, right? So, but you'll find that the same pressure, the same norms, and the same everything that happens in corporate, right? There is a sort of like, even though it's not formal, but there is sort of like a structure, you know, of how network marketing is done, which is 90% of the time incorrect, right? So if I come into the network marketing profession, I've never been in the network marketing profession, what am I going to do? I'm going to look at those around, you know, who are doing network marketing, who've been doing it for a while, probably were successful, right? And chances are I'm going to try and imitate them. So in this case now of us, you know, not necessarily being able to communicate value, you know, said the value of what this thing is all about. A lot of people actually are falling into that trap as well, where they come in, you know, what do they talk about? They talk about millions, they talk about cars, you know, houses,
creating millionaires,
you know. We created that culture, you know, said. So it's like a self-reflective moment, right? The fact that this thing is far more bigger than that, you understand? It's about, you know, personal development. It's, you know, it's about you know, the people that we become, right? Now we see how the world is, and we dare to be different. We dare to do things differently, and that gives us life, right? So what can we do to help people see the value in network marketing? In closing, we've got 3 minutes.
Just to quickly start off on that same point, and just like there's a lot of influence from corporate that has come onto network marketing as well, especially corporate direct sales, where you see that network marketers are starting to become really fake. You can tell, like you're becoming someone that you're not. I'm not sure if you know what I mean. You know, and I think one of the things that when we teach network marketing skills, we teach network marketing tricks. And so you become a person who's tricky. You become a tricker. You know, you're not original. You're not getting to the point. And I think we really need to relook at that. You know, I know there's a standard, there's scripts, but at the end of the day, you are saying it. You know, you coming out at the end of the day. You know, so I think a lot of that is being shelved by the skill. And I think to go, you know, to solve that problem, and also to answer your question, nothing is more important than stories. Nothing is more important than stories. See, the reason why people are not coming into your business or my business, it's not techno-babble. They don't lack information. There are internal fears that's holding them back. You know, there are limitations that are holding them back. You know, and for people to break those internal limitations, they need what we call epiphanies. Like a wow moment. Oh, okay. It's an epiphany. Right? So epiphanies come through stories. They don't come through just information. You know what I mean? I've sent people a lot of information. They come back and they're still asking the same questions there. But I discovered once I started telling them stories, people remember stories. They might forget information, but stories they will remember. You know, and sometimes we don't speak to us. So for a new network marketer coming on board, they have a story.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. They think that the story, the biggest mistake we often make is that you think that your story must end with a car, must end with $1 million.
Someone said to me, Mas, how am I going to do this network market? I don't have a Range Rover. You guys are posting Range Rovers and Ferrari and all those things.
And my question is to those people, do you think we were born with these cars? Why did you come with it? We started somewhere.
Yeah.
Tell your story. Why did you get involved here? It's quite simple. When I meet folks, a lot of people as they come into the business, I discovered this person has a powerful story.
Yeah.
Without victory, that look, this is where my life was. I lost my job. I do this and this that. I was frustrated, and I was really looking for a way. I found a way, this opportunity, and I've not made it yet, but I'm working with people who are helping me make it. Isn't that the case?
Yeah.
That's a story.
Exactly.
You know, you were broken, you were this, you were depressed, you were this, you were that. You got into this opportunity.
Because now you want to change.
Now you want to change. That's a story on its own. The fact that you got in is a victory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think for me, the ability to tell stories, original stories, not to spice it up, don't have to lie to people and say you will make money. People don't even, I started to convert. In fact, I don't tell people that I made $1 million. When I speak to people face to face, I don't tell people that I made millions. No, the people don't relate to that.
Yeah, true.
They don't relate to $1 million.
You're talking to Mama Senexto.
Yeah, you speak.
Mama Senexto. First, you talk about million to me. Like first, I was talking with this lady from Limpopo, and I'm showing platinum player and said that. What do you know what I'm saying? I've never seen a 200,000. Mama Senexto. Even 100,000, I've never seen that. But I want this one of 12,000.
Well, that which is
you see, because I know this. Because if you're talking to someone, people think pictures. I know my problem. You talk about million, let alone to see $1 million. I've never heard anyone speaking about million in my community. Mentioning the word million. Therefore, we need to get to a level whereby what is the problem?
Yeah.
Let's diagnose the problem and offer solution. If we can offer, let's say, I was saying that abantu that are going and working in my kitchen, they're earning about 10,000. Let's talk about how can we help Umama Senexto
make it 10,000.
Make it 10,000. At 10,000 would have changed a lot from Umama Senexto. Now we need to get to that level because we need to understand our community. Because the problem with the network marketers, they don't understand their community. You are not in a community of millionaires. Therefore, you are not talking with the millionaires. You are in a community of Mama Senexto. We grew up with Mama Senexto. Let's help Mama Senexto. That's what network marketing to me is all about. It's all about people. It's not about making money. If I can help at least 10 Mama Senextos to earn 10,000 a month, I would have solved the problem. That's what makes me happy to be a network marketer.
Yeah, no.
Communicate value. Sure.
In closing, what I think is most important is what Tamzi just mentioned, diagnosing. If you go to a doctor and then you tell them this, they don't just give you Panado or Grandpa or whatever, right? They examine you first and find out, what is your sickness, and then they give you a prescription, medication based on your sickness. So when you bring the opportunity to me, you're meeting me, I'm on the streets, I'm trying to make a living on the street. Meet me where I am, right? Try to find out what are my frustrations, what am I going through, and when you know my problems and you know what I'm going through, then you can know how much do I really need a month to survive and how much can I afford to get involved in the business. Because we take information and give it to everyone. Remember, there are people who are coming. They've already made it in life. They've got all the money in the world. They just want to put money somewhere. You've got people that are middle class people, that they also think that they've made it, right? But they just want to put money aside, right? They have that mentality. But you also get the middle class that they are tired of living the average life. They want something extra. They want to expand, right? They want to stretch themselves. And you also get like the broke of the broke is the poor people that are desperate for an opportunity. They don't care about what the product is about, but they just want something to help them to move from where they are to the next level. So meet people where they are, find out their problems, and then you get, because you can't talk about the mining rewards or the investment to someone that is looking for an opportunity to change his life. That person will immediately show them a compensation plan. Because if you do this is what's going to happen in order for you to change your life.
I just quickly, but Foxy, also in closing, I'm reminded of this gentleman, one of the old-time greats. In fact, if not, one of the old-time greats, Holton Bucks. He spoke about how he launched his company. He said he launched his company without the knowledge of the compensation plan. He didn't know if he brings this. No. He said he's launching this business. He needs, in the next 90 days, he wants to have introduced 5,000 people to his business. That's all. That's all he communicated. He spoke about the relevance of the numbers. Now, if out of this 5,000, if you come in right now, you have a good chance. From that 5,000, a good chance that 100 will come in from you. And you can only imagine what the compensation plan is going to be. And then he spent 25 minutes, in fact 15 minutes per call communicating vision instead of company. You know what I mean? And I think as leaders, we have to get to a place whereby we need to, we need, and I think it's maybe an internal problem we have, education versus vision. Like sometimes, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you go to a doctor for prescription. They diagnose you. He gives you Panado. He does not tell you that in this Panado there is zinc, there is what, there is this and there is that. And when it gets into your blood, it's going to take this from your blood and that. No, take this thing here, eat here. And then come and tell me if you're right, right? And then from there, the relationship begins to grow. You ask, okay, so, you know what I mean? So I think as network marketers, sometimes we don't deliver our message correctly.
Yeah, that's true. Wow. Ladies and gents, it's been a phenomenal evening, and I want to believe that it's been fruitful. I want to believe that it has added value. If you are in network marketing, you definitely, I'm sure you did find value. And if you're looking at network marketing, we're saying that network marketing is a profession that is bringing back, parents to their kids, right? That's what network marketing is doing. So if that's something that you're looking forward to, look at people who are in the network marketing profession and, get involved. Tell yourself that you're going to learn, that all there is to learn. And remember, learning is in doing, right? So yeah, find yourself a good network marketing company and really get to work. So with that being said, tonight we do have a meeting at 8 o'clock. Get someone to send you a link if you don't have it yet. If you do have a link, we shall, see each other on that particular call. And we do have Mr. Two Things who's going to be doing his thing tonight, sharing with us the value of getting involved in network marketing, specifically within the cryptocurrency space, right? That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We love you all. Do share this video, with your friends, family members, and let's change the world. Let's show people that there is a better way, and it's called network marketing. Bye-bye. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.